This is Ashwit for Hustle Hard Boxing. Delighted to be joined now by Justis Huni. Massive fight coming up, Portman Road, June 7th, against Fabio Wardley. How are you, brother?
I'm doing good. It's good to be over here in England, finishing off my training camp and looking forward to going into June 7th.
I was going to say where you at. I was assuming you were still over here in the UK, because otherwise it would be like about 1 o'clock in the morning in Australia now, wouldn't it?
We came over for the first press conference and we were supposed to fly back to Australia, but ended up just staying here and, looking to finish the camp off over here. It's just too long flying back and forth.
That's why I've still never made it to Australia, bro. Because I can't bear the thought of that flight. You know what I mean?
It's a long flight. It's a long flight. I couldn't even imagine flying back to Australia and coming back over. So
yeah. So is that safe to say this could be the only time we see you on these shores? Then hopefully not.
No way. The work over here is really good. There's a lot of heavyweight boxes just floating around, so plenty of sparring, and I'm really happy over here. So
yeah, good to hear, mate. Good to hear. So where are you? Where have you based yourself then in England for the rest of the camp?
we're just in Preston, and we've been training in Blackpool.
Oh, you're in Preston and Blackpool, yeah? Okay.
Yeah. So that's where we're at, and slowly getting to know the area more and more, and yeah, I'm really liking it.
What's the so how are you finding the UK? I've just, as I just mentioned, I've never been to Australia, so I'm just wondering if it's been like a mad culture shock or anything, or is it like
No,
would you say the energy is quite similar to being back home?
very similar. Especially the weather. Since we've been here, the weather's been nice up until today. But
Up until today, innit? Yeah.
yeah, but other than that, it's pretty much the same as over in Australia. So yeah, I enjoy myself a lot over here.
Have you obviously you're you're in a camp and everything, but have you managed to take yourself out of that boxing bubble at all, and maybe go and do a bit of sightseeing down Blackpool and go and see Blackpool Tower or anything? Or have you
No,
gone out for
not yet.
any food or anything? Any UK food?
Not yet. Not yet. I was planning on doing that tomorrow. I got a day off tomorrow, so was gonna try and go have a look around Blackpool and yeah. Last week Sunday we were still in London, so I went for a stroll around London and stuff, but it's too busy there. Like, yeah, I couldn't cop the traffic. I'm so happy to be out of like the city. Not not being in traffic. It's a lot better out here.
Yeah, I bet, mate. I think we're doing my research. Where you're from, it's quite like a small little town, in it.
Yeah, pretty
So
much.
that must be a mad culture shock then, when you're bloody getting barged into in the street by thousands of people in London and stuff. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. It's definitely a lot different, like especially traveling in a car. It takes so long over here.
Oh,
Whereas,
mate, the only time I ever get a car in London is when I've done a late shift at work. It is, do not get cars. You're just better off
yeah,
getting a bike or just hopping on the tube, bro.
yeah. Well,
So
I learned that.
yeah, man. So you're making some sacrifices in the fight camp, staying here in the UK. I'm just have you got like a missus or any kids or anything back home?
Yeah. I've got my partner here with me, and my home coach, my strength and conditioning coach, and yeah, that's it.
Ah, I was good. So I was good. So you brought the other half with you then? Yeah, I was going to say
Yeah.
it must be difficult being away from home and being away from family and stuff. But you're
It makes it a lot.
bringing with you.
Yeah, it makes it a lot more easier having the people that I'm closest to over here with me. So yeah, it gives it more of that homey feeling, and yeah, I'm enjoying it.
Yeah, home comforts, man. Because I speak to a lot of fighters, and sometimes it's interesting to hear how you all handle a camp. Because a lot of them are like, nope, can't see my kids, can't see my family. I've got to be zoned in. Do you know what I mean? So it's always quite refreshing, I suppose, when you say they come with me. I do it all with them. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Well, I feel like I train harder, and it makes me more focused when I have the people that are closest to me over here with me. So yeah, but everyone's different, so Yeah,
Each to their own, bro, innit? Each to their
that's
own.
it.
So obviously, as I said, you are putting that work in, finishing off the camp, land of opportunity knocks. It's all going to be worth it. I'm sure when you're walking out in front of 20 or so thousand crazy English fans inside Portman Road. Not only that, broadcast around the world live on DAZN, interim WBA title on the line. This is a massive, massive night in it, and a huge opportunity for you to announce yourself on the world stage.
Yeah, that's it. That was one of the reasons why I took this opportunity on was, to get my name out over here and, also showcase myself to this side of the world. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah, I mean, it is a great, great fight, to be honest. Fabio, I'm assuming was a bit of a KO artist. I'm assuming you saw what he did to Fraser Clark's face in Saudi Arabia. I was there that night, and it was absolutely brutal. But then we've also seen him go deep into the trenches as well, haven't we? For example, in
Mhm.
the first fight against Clark, I was
Yeah,
there that I was there that night as well, and the crowd that night were just something else because it was an all out war. I suppose what I'm saying is like he's been in these situations, he's dealt with that pressure, he's boxed in
yeah,
front of thousands and thousands. Obviously, you are ranked number one with the WBO, but am I right in saying this is your first 12 rounder?
yeah, yeah. This is my first 12 rounder.
Yeah, so
Yep.
this is your first 12 rounder. It's probably fair to say we've not really seen you go to the absolute trenches yet. I'm just wondering, do you feel like this is a step up for you?
Um,
Not just in terms of inside the ring, but also the occasion as well.
not not really. I feel like I've been since turning professional, I've been taking on big fights from my debut over in Australia, fighting for the Australian title.
In your
Um,
professional debut, by the way,
yeah, yeah,
that's amazing. Won the
yeah,
Australian heavyweight title in your pro debut.
yeah, and that was a 10 rounder. So I've been doing 10 rounders from my pro debut. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a good test, and Fabio's a strong, tough competitor. So it's going to be a good challenge for myself.
Yeah, is that the I mean, it's nice to hear your mindset and how you're approaching it and stuff. Does the 20,000 British fans, does that not make you nervous at all? Is it literally just all excitement? Can't wait to get in there. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. At the end of the day, I've thought about this. Like, I'm not gonna let anyone, stop me from, reaching where I want to get to. So, it doesn't matter if there's 100,000, 30,000. Like, at the end of the day, it's only Fabio and myself in that ring, and the referee. So, we both know what we've got to do and the job we have at hand.
I mean, the thing is as well, Justice. Win, lose or draw on the night, it's a win-win either way, isn't it? Because you're still only young. You're just
Yeah,
going to be
that's
better off for the experience, no matter what. It's gonna bode well moving forward, isn't it?
Yep, that's it. It's all experience, people wait their whole career for opportunities like this, and
Yeah.
I'm getting in my 12th fight. So either way, I'm gonna learn a lot from this fight, and yeah, I'm just like I said, I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited to get in there and do my job.
No, I'm buzzing. I'm buzzing for it as well, mate. I tell you what, mate. I tell you what made me laugh. I think it was at the press conference where someone was asking you about Norwich and Ipswich soccer teams, as you would call them. Obviously, it went straight over your head,
Yeah.
didn't it? You did not have a clue what they was talking about. Listen,
Yeah.
listen, mate. You don't need to know who either of those teams are because they're both crap. Yeah,
I'm
you're
not
you're
gonna say that. I'm not gonna say that, but yeah, thank you.
yeah. Trust me, mate. You don't need to know who they are. You're more of a rugby man, anyway, right? As
Yeah,
most
yeah,
as most Aussies are.
yeah. I follow rugby league, so
Yeah, you see, how you was with soccer. If you was to ask me about something about rugby, I'd be clueless as well, mate. So,
yeah,
it's where we're from, innit? I suppose.
yeah,
But I mentioned obviously, you being Australian. Again, when I was doing my research for this chat, have you seen your Wikipedia page? It says you're of Tongan, Swedish, Samoan, and Dutch descent. Is that true?
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's true. Yeah.
That is that's mad, bro. Of all of those of all of those routes, which one would you say you identify most with?
Australian.
Apart from the Australian, obviously,
Second, probably my Tongan side.
Tongan
Uh,
side.
Probably closest with my Tongan side. Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I think I've seen you post stuff about it before, and I like. Did you go over there to like do some like a load of
Yeah.
community stuff, like giving back and
Yeah.
type stuff?
Yeah. 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 I went over there and did just to give back and to meet some of the people over there, and some of my family over there as well. So yeah, it was really good.
Yeah, I bet, mate. I bet that was a big culture shock as well going over there, wasn't it, compared to the
Yeah, it
UK?
was. It was definitely different.
Would you say that's something that's important to you now? You mentioned giving back, doing community stuff. I saw you also doing some charity stuff recently with Jai. Is it important to you being a role model now, given the platform that you have?
Yeah, 100%. Anywhere where I can, give back or help out. Always looking for opportunities like that to, give back. So yeah,
And inspiring the next generation, I suppose.
that's it.
I also suppose it was quite fitting that you and Jai, Tasman's first ever signings, are going to be
Mm.
both fighting on the world stage on the same day, albeit on opposite sides of the globes. But that's
Yeah,
a big milestone for Australian boxing.
yeah, it's crazy. I still remember when I first sparred Jai, and to see how far we've both come and where we're at now in our careers is, yeah, it's crazy. Um, but it just shows, like, if you keep working hard at what you're doing, the rewards aren't that far away. So yeah,
Yeah, you two obviously are, leading the charge of Australian boxing, I suppose. Obviously, yourself being in the marquee heavyweight division, obviously Jai not far behind at cruiserweight, but they've got some. There is like a serious conveyor belt of talent coming through, isn't there? You've got
yeah,
Terra Moana, who's obviously with Matchroom as well.
yeah,
Connor Wallace, I think he's with Tasman as well. Then you've got Charlie Senior, who's just turned over with Queensbury.
yeah.
It's looking good, isn't it? Australian boxing.
It is. It's really good for Australian boxing. I think it's like a domino effect. Once one person does it, it kind of shows the rest of us that, like, anything is possible if you put your mind to it and just give it your all. So now I think we're just all out here giving it our all, and leaving it all out there for the rest of the world to see.
I've got a question for you. Who is the face of Australian boxing over there? As I've already mentioned a couple of times, I've never been, but I've spoke to Kambosos a few times. And he loves telling everybody how much money is made and everything, and how big he is
Yeah.
back home and everything. Who is the face? Is it Kambosos, or is it Jai, or is it someone else?
I look right now, this current moment, I'd say it's Jai. But when Kambosos was, having his time, having all those big fights, and then bringing that big fight back to Australia, that was definitely his time. But yeah, it's as long as we keep, trying to be better um, than each other, like trying to one up each other. It's going to continue to grow. So yeah,
Healthy rivalry, bro.
that's it. That's it. That's it. We
um,
look, we that our problem was we spent so long, like, trying to be better than one another in Australia, but now I think we're starting to see there's a whole world out there, whole world of boxers that we can compete against. So and now I think it's showing that we belong up there on the world stage as well.
well, obviously, Kambosos is going to be back on the world stage soon, and that's a big fight. I think is it,
Yeah.
I think it's in New York in it against Hitchins. How do you see that one going?
Look, it's similar, man. Similar to myself. Like, just gotta back yourself. Just gotta, give it your all. If you've done all the work, um, when no one's looking, like, all you can do is go out there and give it your all. So, Yeah, I wish him all the best. I hope he goes well. He is in there with a very well crafted boxer. So yeah, it's gonna be a tough night in the office, but just like he would know. He's just got to back himself.
Thing is with Kambosos, you've got to rate him because he will fight anybody. Do you
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
I proper rate Kambosos because he is a proper warrior. There's no ducking from him with anyone, is
Yeah.
there?
Well, he's been in there with the best in that division, so yeah, you can't say he doesn't fight nobody. So
Exactly, mate. There's no, not bothered about that protecting that zero or anything. He'll get in
yeah,
with the
yeah.
best in the world, no problem, won't he? So big respect to Kambosos. Just on Jai as well. Obviously, he's desperate to become undisputed at cruiser, and now we've got bloody Zurdo fighting on the is it the Jake Paul undercard next month sometime.
I think
Obviously, we're in. Since all Turkey's come on the scene and we've got all this money, we're getting all these fights now, aren't we? We're getting all the
yeah.
fights that we want to see. Why is this fight not been made? Why are we not seeing
I've
Zurdo versus Jai when it's all Jai and boxing fans want?
I've got no idea, but
Is it
I'm sure.
is Zurdo ducking him? Do you think?
Well, I wouldn't say it's coming from Jai's direction. Like I wouldn't say he's ducking anyone. He's always willing to jump in there and fight anyone. So yeah, I've got no idea. I've got no idea, but I'm sure when it does happen, it'll be massive.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing I can assume is that it was probably it must have been like securing a big bag to fight on that Jake Paul undercard. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
But I was watching an interview this morning with Jai's dad, and he was saying that he's worried if Jake Paul wins and Zurdo wins, then they might fight each other. That would be
yeah.
ridiculous. That would be ridiculous.
It's like I think Dry's in it for like those are really big money fights, like for the money. But yeah, I think Dry's chasing something bigger than that. He wants to leave a legacy behind, and yeah, I hope he gets that big fight because that's all he's been chasing.
Yeah. No, he's always talking about legacy and that, isn't he? How would you describe your two's relationship? Is it would you say like brothers in arms? Is it proper close between you two?
Yeah, we're close when we see each other and stuff. But yeah, he lives on the Gold Coast. I live up in Brisbane. We try and help each other out, when we can. When everything works out, like I'm fighting a southpaw and he's fighting an orthodox, then we're perfect sparring for each other. But um, yeah, it's just been a bit hard lately. We haven't really done many rounds together, and then they reached out to do rounds before we even knew about this fight. But everything kind of happened with this. Happened fast with this fight, and yeah, before we knew it, we were already over here in England, and yeah, we just haven't been back. But yeah, we got a good relationship. We always look out for each other. So
Yeah,
yeah,
well, obviously you mentioned the sparring. I suppose the question I want to know is obviously he's speaking about unifying the cruiserweight division, then moving up to heavyweight. You two could
yeah.
potentially fight one day. Would you fight
Eventually,
each other one day? Do you think, or would it be? Are you too close to fight? Do you know what I mean?
I think no, we're close, but I think we would still do it for the love of boxing. Um, I think it would be massive for boxing in Australia for sure. But yeah, we're both on completely different paths at the moment, and he's doing his thing in the cruiserweight, and he's pretty much there to unifying that division. And then yeah, look, once he steps up, he'll be right up there in the top, and I'm sure he'll give a lot of the heavyweights trouble as well. So,
Yeah, completely agree. But anyway, yeah, back to your path. So June 7. So surely you win. Would it be a title shot for you next, or would it be another fight before a title shot? Because I know you've got that WBO number 1 ranking, but
yeah.
surely Joe Parker's going to be next in line for that fight.
Look, I've got no idea. Look, 5 weeks ago, I had no idea about this fight as well. So you just never know when an opportunity is going to come up, and I was gifted with this opportunity to come over here and fight Fabio for the WBA interim, and it's such a privilege to be you know only on my 12th fight to be recognized like that, to be given a shot like this over here. So yeah, just gotta stay ready.
I was gonna ask you about that. I think you only fought in January anyway, didn't you?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then literally December as well, I think. Would you? You mentioned the 5 weeks notice.
Mm.
If you didn't fight in January, would you still have been? Did you stay ready? Like, are you always ready to go? Either
If I
way,
didn't,
do you do you do
if
you,
I
do you,
didn't
do you
fight
live
in
the do you,
January,
do you live the life? I suppose is what I'm saying all the time.
yeah. Well, I think I'm always in training. I think if I didn't fight in January, I definitely would have, you know, been in training like full time. But yeah, I was just I had a few injuries that I had to recover from, so I was having a break, and then just slowly starting to get back into boxing training, and then this opportunity come up, and then it was just 5 weeks. My team and I, we just said, like, let's put our heads down. We can, just get to work and back ourselves. So
That's why
now
you
we're
got.
here.
It's why you got to stay ready, innit? Because
Yep.
these opportunities can happen like that and change your life. You know
That's
what I
it.
mean?
That's it. That's it. And if I didn't take this opportunity, I probably would be sitting around in Australia just taking small fights on, like waiting for a call up to have a shot for who knows how long, probably another 2 years. So yeah, it was a real gift.
Yeah, man. Like what as we said earlier, whatever happens, it's a win-win either way, isn't it?
That's it.
Just before we wrap up, obviously got to ask you Usyk Dubois predictions.
I'm gonna back Usyk, but I think it's hard because every time Dubois stepped out there in his recent fights, he's gotten better and better every time. So um, yeah, just the way I've looked up to Usyk for a long time now, and I really like his style. I think he boxes beautifully, and his ring IQ is really good. He works around that ring very nicely. So yeah, but heavyweight boxing, you never know. It could be one punch and the lights are out. So
That's why it's the marquee division, bro.
that's it, and that's the way Dubois has been ending his opponents. It's just that he's just got that one punch power, and it could change the fight
Yeah,
just like that. So
it's going to be a banger, mate. As is yours
yeah.
on June the 7th. Last one, mate. How does Justis Huni celebrate a win June 7th? Is it going to be on the next plane home, out fishing or something? Bit of family time, maybe a holiday, or maybe some overdue sightseeing round Ipswich? How will you celebrate a win?
From what I've been told, there's not much to see or know about Ipswich, but yeah, look, going home. I love being home over in Australia and going fishing and stuff. So yeah, might do that, but then again, yeah, who knows? Who knows? We might go traveling, myself and my partner, because we rarely get the opportunity to go like travel and go see the world. So yeah, we just get the job done first, and then yeah,
Yeah,
go.
I suppose we spoke about the sacrifice earlier. When you've got the other half, I suppose she's making a lot of sacrifices as well, being with a boxer, isn't she? So
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
like your chance to make it all up to her because you're so focused
that's
on the
it.
boxing.
That's it. That's it. We both, we both play our roles, so yeah.
Wicked, mate. Listen, Justice, I appreciate the time, brother, and I wish you all the best on
Thank
June
you.
7th.
Thank you, Bella. I appreciate it.